Have you ever watched a movie that seemed like a can't miss masterpiece on paper, but it found that slither of space to mess it up? That's the frustrating paradox of Steve McQueen's Blitz. The film packed with brilliance, but stumbles just enough to leave you sighing instead of swooning. Let me unpack this film that left me with a blitzkrieg of emotions. Let's dive in. Steve McQueen is a modern maestro. From Shame to 12 Years a Slave, he knows how to take a historical moment, dress it in rich social commentary, and turn to a compelling narrative. So when I heard he was tackling the London bombings of World War II, a time when Nazi planes randomly rained destruction, forcing families to send their children to safety, I was ready to be blown away. Pun only slightly intended. The look of the film is chef's kiss. It's immaculate.
Nice.
McQueen and his team nailed it, from the cobblestones to the costumes to the way the people speak. They really made you feel like you're stepping into a worn, torn World War II London, sans the airstrikes. The film's anchor is Saoirse Ronan, playing Rita, a young mother struggling with the decision to send her young son George away for his safety. Ronan, as always, is a powerhouse. She radiates strength and vulnerability in equal measure. But here's the rub. Despite Ronan's best efforts, the script doesn't give Rita enough complexity for the character to shine. Ronan herself is compelling in her performance, but the character she's playing is not fully there. And it's like a beautiful puzzle, just missing that one piece that would make it perfect. Then there's George, played by newcomer Elliot Effernon. He has the meatiest role here. He has a lot to do, from jumping off the train that is meant to put him in safety and save his life. Throughout the film, he goes through so much peril. From bombings to floods to run-ins with dangerous petty criminals, these sequences are actually really thrilling, showcasing McQueen's knack for edge of your seat intensity. And while I do think Elliot did a really good job showing how terrified he was during these sequences, I think during the quieter moments, he felt a little bit green. And here lies the central issue with the film. The movie is trying to be two movies at once. On one hand, you have Rita's struggle navigating the challenges of wartime, a reflection on the fraught relationship between her and George's father, who was deported, and her fight against systematic racism and sexism of her time. On the other hand, George's odyssey through unfamiliar lands that's very dangerous, stripping with themes of loss of innocence during a coming of age story. Both narratives are very rich, very like something that you would want to explore in solo movies if they weren't together, but together they don't complement each other. And unfortunately, they separate Rita and George for most of the movie, so a lot of the time we see them in flashbacks and how their relationship was before they were separated. And I think the fact that Ronan doesn't look her age and doesn't look old enough to be this kid's mom, for me at least, really hurt their chemistry, because they weren't together that much, and I already kind of didn't believe that she was old enough to be his mother in my head. So the suspension of disbelief was kind of stretched there. And with the limited screen time that they have when they're together, the movie is building that emotional rope between them, but keep yanking it away before you can get fully invested. That said, Blitz is not without its triumphs. It has some of the most devastating scenes that I've seen in a movie all 2024. Some stunning scenes that are really put well together, and set pieces that are really put together that will stun you. And even with these flaws, it's hard not to care about what's happening to these characters. But Queen's ability to showcase the parallels between what's happening back then during World War II and what's happening right now in real time, what's going on in 2024, it's kind of brilliant. It adds an unexpected layer of resonance to the film, because you can think of things that's going on in Gaza and other places like Ukraine and places in Africa, where these certain images and things that are happening to these people in London are something that we hear detail that's happening on the news with people over there. So I think that this movie is really relevant, show that none of this stuff is new. It's just always happening in different places at different times and in different people. So is it perfect? Definitely not. But Blitz still manages to pack an emotional wallop, especially that ending. Finally got a tear out of me at that end. If you have Apple TV Plus, it's definitely worth a watch. Think about it like wartime London. Messy, chaotic, but undeniably moving. With that said, I'm going to give Blitz a C+. Question of the day is, what's your favorite period piece film? Drop all your answers down below and let me know, and you can watch more of my content right now.